Well, hello and welcome to this week's vlog from Maddisons. Well, such strange times that we're in at the moment, so I thought that what I might do is just give you a glimpse into what my week has looked like since I posted last week. Well, as you can imagine, we had to furlough some of our staff. Very, very sad, but we simply don't have the phone ringing at the moment for viewing inquiries. We're not doing viewings. We're not taking on new properties. I'm not out and about doing market appraisal, so quite simply their work isn't there at the moment. I'd just like to say a big thank you, though, to all my team who took the news so well and so supportively. It meant an awful lot to James and I, and shows what a great team we've got and how we just can't wait to be back through this on the other side and have them all working for us again. I've also, as you can probably imagine, been in the guts of lots of under-offer deals. It's been so confusing and so controversial this week, and just shows how negative our media can be. My biggest plea to you would be, don't watch the media all day. We all cheered for delight on Thursday evening when we saw the news that the government said, if you've entered into a commitment to move, you've really got to go through with it, but obviously operate to common sense. If someone is ill or showing symptoms of COVID-19, see if the contract and the completion date can be reworked. But contractual law trumps anything at the moment. So if you have exchanged, you've entered into a contract and have a completion date, then you should have to go through with it. But the next day, the media headlines were all full of "don't move, government stops moving." And it's a really interesting one to show how the government can obviously offer advice, but sometimes we simply take it as read that that is exactly what we've got to do. We're finding huge differences in conveyancers and lawyers at the moment. Some are really working to find dates that do work and still get people up to exchange and then look at how they address it from there. Because the reality is there are systems in place to deal with if someone, for example, dies between exchange and completion. There is something in place to sort that out at the moment. So common sense prevailing, many people still desperate to get up to exchange and hopefully to exchange, and hopefully the Law Society will come out with more guidance on that. But certainly at the moment, huge differences between what we're seeing, and I'm in the guts of many, many a deal. I've also been speaking a lot to our existing sellers. Really important their internet listing is as strong as possible at the moment. So we're changing photos, refreshing text, because probably a lot of people will be at home and looking on the Rightmove channels and Zoopla group, property groups ones, and doing a bit of property surfing, so just making sure that they're really up to date. We've also been checking in with all our tenants and our landlords, and just before rent protection schemes were pulled at the end of last week, we managed to get all of our landlords who wanted to have that in place for their tenants in place, and just reviewing what we're going to do about emergency works and gas safety checks. So still very, very busy, even though we're predominantly working from home. Sometimes we have to go down to the office. It is closed to the public, but all our files are down there and our systems work a lot better down there. I have a busy household, all on the internet, and our cloud-based phones do struggle to work with that sometimes. And obviously putting out pleas to anybody who wants any help out there. I'm keeping in regular touch with a lovely elderly neighbour that I have to make sure that she's okay. And my husband has signed up for all sorts of volunteer groups to help people. So yeah, we're certainly doing all we can to help the community. So my words of advice to you to end for this week, just don't absorb yourself in the media too much. Listen to what the government says, the actual word of what they say and not the interpretation. If anyone would like any advice on a property they're trying to exchange, I'll put on the covering email to this a link of a webinar that Rightmove did last week, which they're very happy to people to listen back to, which holds lots of advice from an industry expert in this field on what to do if you're at exchange, approaching exchange, past exchange, all those kind of critical questions and still wanting to move house. So I do hope that's of use. We have launched a property this week and we completed on one and we exchanged on one. So there we go. The one we've launched, a lovely 5-bedroom detached house on Forest Road at 1.2 million. So do have a look at that. We can't do an actual viewing at the moment, but we'd be delighted to have a chat through with you in more detail if you want to know more about it. Stay safe, stay home, and stay well.